AAIB has accepted inputs from pilot's body in the AI171 crash investigation. Suggestions from FIP are being carefully examined. Sources to NewsX have indicated furnished inputs duly considered. AIB said in their reply to FIP. Well, they had written to AAIB on Monday. FIP had written following Solicitor General submission in the Supreme Court on the 20th of July. The Solicitor General had informed the top court regarding AAIB's willingness to accept inputs from the FIP. Atul Ranjan is joining us for more on this story. Atul, have these inputs now been submitted by the FIP to the AAIB, and are they being considered as we speak?
Well, certainly the news that we are getting right now is that the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, the AAIB, has in fact agreed to accept the inputs that was given by the pilots' body, Federation of Indian Pilots. Now, this comes obviously after 28th July hearing in the Air India 171 crash incident, where the Solicitor General made the submission to the Supreme Court that the FIP's submissions would be something which would be duly considered by the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau. And now we're getting to learn from sources is that the AIB has in fact written a reply email to the FIP, and where they have agreed that all the submissions, the technical submissions and recommendations as well as suggestions that they have been providing in the public domain, they have been carefully examined and they are being duly considered, is what the AIB has given in their official word to the Federation of Indian Pilots. So this is the big breaking that we are getting right now. This is very, very crucial given the fact that FIP has been very vocal regarding the the whole investigation process, as well as the preliminary report, which sort of implied that it was a human intervention that led to the fuel switches turning off. And since then the FIP has been for over a year, right now it has been at times organizing press conferences.
Stay with us. Captain C.S. Randhawa, President, Federation of Indian Pilots, joins us now on the broadcast. Captain Randhawa, AAIB has accepted the inputs submitted by the FIP. That's what sources are indicating to us. Your first reaction to this news, sir?
Yeah. Today afternoon, late afternoon, we received the email reply from the DGAIB. Then the contents of the email, what I had written along with the letter, they have accepted, and they said it's been furnished and have been duly considered. Now, during the investigation, we had said that all the information we've been sending to you since last year, they were not replying. Only to this year, in March, they replied to 2 of our letters. Otherwise, they had not replied. So I had in my email mentioned a lot of all the emails which they have not replied to us, and whether they have taken cognizance of it. So now they have accepted it. However, they have not called us for any personal hearing on the matter.
Absolutely. Captain Randhawa, also, of course, do you believe this is a good sign that there is this willingness by the AAIB to look at your inputs, to take your suggestions? I think this is after, of course, the Solicitor General had also submitted his his submissions, of course, to the Apex Court.
Correct. The Solicitor General had said in the Supreme Court, and based on that, because we had attached the Supreme Court order to the DGAIB, and in which we had categorically said that you need to, intimate to us that, what action are you taking, because you're supposed to consult us,
yes,
and also give us a personal hearing.
So are you satisfied now? Is the FIP satisfied with the probe and also with the aspect now of your findings and submissions being considered by the AIB?
No, I don't know whether they are considered, because from day one we are saying the electrical problem. Have they investigated? I do not know. Whether they have done the simulator, I do not know. Whether those 11 ACAS messages which have come, they have decoded them, we don't know. Okay. Though they are saying they have accepted it.
Yeah.
Accepted means that they have to act on it.
Yes. No, they've accepted it. And what sources are indicating to us as well within the AAIB are that your suggestions are being carefully examined. That's what our reporter is also saying on the broadcast. All right. Thank you for the time being, Captain Randhawa, for joining us with your perspective and your first reaction. Atul, clearly, of course, your inputs are that these inputs from the FIP, these suggestions are not just accepted, but they are being carefully examined as we speak. We were just speaking with the president of the FIP. Is hopeful that they will take these suggestions seriously.
Well, certainly, that is the news that we are getting from sources that, the AAIB is indeed, examining the inputs that have been provided by FIP. Remember, FIP has been, quite vocal about this, and they have been, organizing, simulation as well as, to suggest certain aspects of when it comes to investigating the whole crash investigation. Because FIP has not just been providing inputs as well, but, it has also been critical of the AAIB's approach towards the whole investigation, and that is where, they had, constantly been writing letters to the AAIB and the government as well. But now we are finally confirmed from the sources of the AAIB that indeed they have accepted the recommendations that were given by FIP, and this obviously comes after the 28th July hearing, where obviously some of the pilots, Keens have challenged the whole investigation process in the Supreme Court, where the Solicitor General had indeed agreed that the suggestions that are being provided by FIP would be considered by the investigation Bureau, Aircraft Investigation Bureau, in fact, and that is what we're learning right now. So it is a major breakthrough, at least for the pilots' body, because be it FIP or be it the other pilot organizations, they have been, wanting to give suggestions to the AAIB regarding the whole investigation process, as well as the fact that, some of the aspects, in fact, as I mentioned, the preliminary report that was, released just a month after the whole incident, that sort of, a lot of the observers and experts implied through those reports that it was a human intervention, a pilot intervention probably, which led to the fuselage getting off, and that led to the ultimate crash. And that is when, since this the whole investigation by AAIB has been criticized by multiple observers as well as experts, and now
Right.
we are getting to understand finally that some of the aspects of FIP inputs have been accepted. But as Randhawaji said, it is important that they are not merely told out there that they have been accepted, but they should be actually be considered, and investigation
Okay.
should also be sort of taking certain approaches
Okay.
that has been suggested by the FIP.
Thank you for joining us, Atul, with those details. Let's slip into a short break on that note.